what is going on. If it's been some time since you've read, or if you want to get into reading for the first time, I have some book recommendations for you. These books, once I picked them up, I could not put them down, and they're some of my all-time favorite books. So let's just jump into it. The first book recommendation is called Red Rising. You might have heard of this book from other creators, and rightfully so. Red Rising is a phenomenal book. It's a sci-fi meets Hunger Games-esque type of book, and I don't want to give away too much details. It does take place on Mars, and you're following Darrow, who is a Red, which is the lowest part of the caste system. And we have this government that's ruled by the Golds oppressing the main character. I don't want to give away too much more than that, but it's a really good book, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Next book recommendation I have is something I listened to on audiobook, and it's actually one of my all-time favorite books. It's called Project Hail Mary, and it's by Andy Weir. He's the same person that wrote The Martian, so if you kind of understand that style of writing and the kind of dilemmas that he puts in his books, it kind of follows the same logic. Now, I don't want to give away actually any details in this book because I think it's the perfect book to go into completely blind, just as the character is blind trying to figure things out. But I do think it has the three main elements that make it a phenomenal book. So it has a sci-fi element, which I thought was pretty cool. And I love the science aspect of his books. He does a phenomenal job at there is a problem being faced with the character and they use scientific reasoning to solve it. And so although it's a sci-fi book and the solutions are not real solutions that we have developed, it feels like they're somewhat based in reality, which I think is really fun. And the third part of it, it has this mystery. Without giving away too much, the main character also is faced with mystery and trying to figure things out. I thought it was so fun to also be in that position. The last element I really loved is it has this societal dilemma of we have this problem as the world is facing and how the governments and everyone would react to then facing those problems. So I think this is my all-time favorite book. It is such a good and fun book to read. It has all the personal elements that I love. I think you would love it too. And maybe if reading is not the biggest thing for you, the audiobook is phenomenal. I couldn't have not stop listening to it. I actually just went for walks repeatedly until I could finish the book. I definitely love it, and I would highly recommend it. 6 stars out of 5 stars for that book. The next book, if you're not a big science sci-fi junkie like apparently I am, based on those first 2 recommendations, I have something a little bit different. It's Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Phil Knight is actually the founder of Nike, and this is his memoir. I'll give you a little bit of background based on the book, which I think it does a great job at explaining what it's about. So young, searching fresh out of business school, Phil Knight borrowed $50 from his father and launched a company with one simple mission: import high-quality, low-cost running shoes from Japan. Selling the shoes from the trunk, Knight grossed $8,000 his first year in 1964, and today Nike's annual sales top $30 billion. It's a really fun book talking about perseverance, this young entrepreneur faced with all these challenges. And some of the things I love about this book is how Phil Knight portrays himself. He doesn't portray himself as this marketing and business genius, but he really shows his humility and understanding that he's actually not the best. He's just very determined. And the people that he surrounded himself with on his team helped build Nike to what it is today. I thought it was a really good book. I think if you're in the search of a good story, nonfiction that really dives deep into the life of Phil Knight and building a multi-billion dollar business, I think this is a phenomenal book. It actually follows the theme or color theme of Red Rising. So these are my books, right? I have Red Rising, I have Project Hail Mary, and then I have Shoe Dog. I thought were all phenomenal books. I think they're really easy to read, get into, and I think once you start reading them, it's really hard to put down. So that's today's video. If you have any other book recommendations that you love to read or that you couldn't put down, please just put them in the comments. I'm down to read and listen to more. Until next time, my name is Matthew, and I hope you enjoyed this video.